Yes, and welcome to our episode of Star Trek Adventures. We are back once again with the ENT behaviour. Beeble Babba, power to the Zindi, whatever. No, that didn't quite work, did it? We are continuing. Sorry, Stars, I've really upset you with that, haven't I?
I'm just wondering what you're saying, bro.
That song that one person sung that one time it got in the charts. Well, this is the third episode in our Enterprise campaign, which Stars has been GMing. The icons on the screen don't quite match up just yet because we are waiting for Shireporn, who shall be along very shortly, according to him. So he is slightly lax, but hopefully we shall have a reasonable explanation. For those that haven't watched previously, go follow along the best you can. But I believe Stars, you'll be having a little recap for us in a bit. But if you've missed them, head over to YouTube and watch the parts 1 and 2, which are on the Star Trek Adventures playlist over there. But guys, how are we this week? How are things?
I told you he's gonna big time us. Here comes the real actor.
He's been on TV and everything.
We are now 100% more shy.
There he is. See, I thought you'd have a scarf on and a cappuccino in one hand, and got sunglasses. And
I was expecting a dog costume, to be honest.
You're muted, my guy. If you want to hurl insults, you have to,
I was just saying, it's ridiculous. I don't drink cappuccino.
Okay, so reference. Otto is playing Lieutenant Mayweather. No, Ensign Mayweather. I just promoted you. Ensign Mayweather. I am playing Dr. Phlox. Shy is playing Lieutenant Reed. I'm going to get the icons on screen already in the right order in a minute. Skycap down there is playing Commander T'Pol, and Spocky is playing none other than Shran himself, with Stars as GM. So Stars, would you like to take us away, please?
Yes, so this is a murder mystery that we're running here, so I have been asked to give as in detail a recap as I can. It is pretty detailed. If you need more details, tough. Alright, so we return to our group, the intrepid Commander T'Pol, Dr. Phlox, Commander Shran, Lieutenant Malcolm Reed, and Ensign Travis Mayweather, in the middle of an investigation into what they originally took to be an accident, but which quickly became a murder, and then a profound mystery. During a gravity manipulation experiment on the budding pre-warp technology planet of Kalmar, Dr. Ricardo Lee, a Starfleet scientist attached to a Vulcan Science Directorate anthropological mission, went missing, presumed dead. That was a lot of big words. Dispatched to investigate, the crew of the Enterprise was soon rumbled by a local police detective by the name of Dory Lennox.
Rumbled. I love you.
An investigator so dedicated to finding out the truth of Lee's... No.
Dory Lennox.
Although, for those of you who, I subscribe to what's called, the theater of the mind GMing sort of style, where I don't use a lot of props, I don't use a lot of pictures, I mostly just go by a description, and you conjure up whatever description, fits your brain. And people seem to have unilaterally decided that Investigator Lennox looks like Annie Lennox but a fox. And you know what? I'm going to run with that.
Hey, Annie Lennox is a fox. What are you talking about?
When you say they rumbled the team, I think like a 19th century bare-knuckle brawler.
Rumble. Yes, Dory Lennox, an investigator so dedicated to finding out the truth of Dr. Lee's disappearance and the death of the two other scientists that she's willing to overlook the alien nature of the team in order to get her help with her inquiries. The list of suspects seems to grow longer every time you dig deeper. Who has the more compelling motive? Is it Dr. Stephen Jessen, Kortar's main rival, old, infirm, and seemingly a failure, but with now perhaps the most to gain by Kortar and his compatriot Imerin's death? Is it Director Khan Maklet, the Research Institute's figurehead, laden with gambling debt and wondering where his research funding is going to come from now that his golden goose, the aforementioned Dr. Rex Kortar, has died? Is it grad student Minnie Lenorn, young, fresh-faced, and troubled, having been sexually harassed by her mentor, the late Dr. Kortar, for over a year? Or perhaps is it one of the Vulcan Starfleet science team? As Lieutenant Reed has just discovered, Nelorn is in contact with the outpost, having placed an emotional call through to their communications line, information neither she or anyone else on this planet should have. And what of Dr. Lee? With scientific scans having conclusively proven that he did not die in the gravity experiment, where is he? Is he out in the city, injured, on the verge of exposing the reality of alien life to an unsuspecting public? Or worse, was he complicit in the accident that brought the Enterprise crew here, and have they only just begun to scratch the surface? That is for our players to determine.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whoa, that was a good recap. Love that
I have
recap.
chills. I have actual
I'm going to
chills.
remember none of it, but I loved it.
And now
Shia
the
Porn's
conclusion.
West Side Story reference was the highlight of the stream so far. All right, so since you didn't include their names, I'm going to assume they probably didn't do it. But the Vulcans at the Duck Blind were Tigur, Tazine, who else?
Those are the two Vulcan who actually you're going to be talking to, if you so wish, and two human scientists by the name of Andreas and Castulas.
Oh, okay.
Andreas and- Is that a play on what's his name that played Tomalak? The
Tomalak,
actor? Tomalak,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one-armed
Andreas
man.
Katsulas, yes. So where are we at now? Because we've all kind of joined up, apart from Reed, who had a fantastic little car journey out stalking. What was her name? I forget.
Nalorn.
Nalorn.
That's it, yeah. So
That's
he's still
many
separate,
Nalorn.
but the rest of us are still kind of. We're back at the experiment, or did we stay at the compound?
think
I
we're
believe you were staying at the police station because
That's
you
right.
wanted to let Nalorn go after her interrogation so you could tail her.
That's right.
You know, this stalking victim needing to be, you know.
Okay.
I think we were rumbling Jezen and kind of all figured that she looked pretty guilty. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sold on her being hiding something that we should know, at the minimum.
Well, that's the question. Now, I actually have a question for Shai here, which is the last we left off Lieutenant Reed, you had just bashed into the back of,
Right.
Always committed to the bit. You had just crashed into the back of Nalorn's car
Yeah.
and ascertained this important information. Now, what have you done after getting that information relayed back to the rest of your team? How are you going to escape? Or are you?
Look over there.
Can I confront Nalorn? Or
I mean, you can try, but she is going to be a bit annoyed about her car.
Either confront,
I mean,
acquire, or evade. And those are your three.
yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, that's Tonga.
Because as it stands, you've just been at the phone booth where she placed that call through to the research institute, to the outpost rather. You've gotten that information, you've relayed it to your comrades, but now there's Nalorn and one or two other police officers who are rather interested in why you were following this young woman. And also the minor accident you've caused.
Yes.
I have a question. What kind of vehicle is Nalorn driving? Is this like a smart, efficient hybrid, or is this a larger SUV type?
She's a grad student, so it would be like a little smart car, like a city car.
Right. Okay. If it wasn't that, then I would have followed down that trail of questioning.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point to see if Nalorn is receiving funds from some other source. Should I just tail? Can I just tail Mini Nalorn?
Well, you
Or is
already
she
crashed
in
into the back of her car.
Right,
So.
right. Is she in custody? Is she like going to the hospital? Is she what's?
Well, that's the thing. You
Am
didn't hit
I-
her so hard that she's going to be incurring any problems, but she is rather interested why one of the people that she saw at the police station has now appeared to be following her when she is not really a suspect in this case. And you're not here in an official capacity, remember?
Wait, so if we're going theater of the mind, as Stars
Yes.
calls it, does she just get out of her car and start to walk toward him and
Yes,
recognize
exactly,
him?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like there are one or two police officers who have taken an interest in this scene because you being less than accustomed to the use of a four-wheeled vehicle made a bit of a hash of it.
right.
You'll not
I-
have to
I
run
agree.
out eventually.
I suppose I just pull a Ms. Nalorn. Fancy meeting you here.
So she's gonna cross her arms and look at you as if like, are you being serious now?
I'm gonna try to, like. I had one more question for you, Mr. Lord.
Could Shran just leap out the bushes now? Go, yes.
If the question isn't, will you accept my apology, then I'm not interested in what you have to say, whoever you are.
Well, that's my second question. The first question was, have you eaten yet?
Oh no.
Are you happy with your long distance telephone provider?
So you want to try the disarming British Hugh Grant approach? Is that what you want to go for?
I think that's
Right,
got to be a
is this
roll,
Hugh
hasn't
Grant or
it?
Sean Connery? Yes. Yes. Let's yes. Let's do
Alright.
that
That's
then, shall
charming
we?
as Reed got, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, let me get properly.
Ooh,
Grant
shut
here
us
is like
out,
a-
dirty
Yeah, it's
mouth.
beautiful. This is not mine.
So you want to try and charm her? Is that it?
Sure.
Okay.
Is the rest of
Give
this just going to
me-
be like a big dinner date, and then the rest of us are standing outside the restaurant just going, "What are you doing?"
No, you have to coach Reed through the dinner.
Shren is on my shoulders, peeking in through the window.
We're on the radio
Shred's like,
telling him
seal
what
the
to do.
deal, pigskin.
All the
All right.
dogs. Remember, all of the dogs.
Confer.
Give me a daring plus. What would this be to try and charm?
Command.
Yeah, I'd say daring plus command, difficulty 3.
Really?
Because
We've only
you're,
got the one momentum as well.
That's an interesting approach to dating.
I'm not sure
Daring
rear
plus
ending
command.
is the best icebreaker.
And what is my how many
I need
successes
my
do I
stat
need
sheet
here?
up. I haven't got any of my stuff up.
you need 3 successes. You have 2 dice by default, and your
Right.
target number is 13, I believe.
Right, correct. That's correct. I'm seeing if any of my
Oh, there it is.
my talents or focuses come to play here. Am I in like earpiece contact with the team? Can anyone serial
Yes.
I
me?
think so. We are.
Yeah.
Could I get an assist here? It's like
Okay, I'll allow it, but you have to pick who you want to assist you.
Who's the smoothest of the
adapt-
4 of us?
my adapt, improvise, and overcome. Oh, Mayweather, clearly.
Really?
I'm insulted.
Or Shran. Actually, maybe Shran's better.
Oh, I want to hear Shran's pickup lines. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Let's go Shran.
Okay, you can phone a friend, Shran.
I was
Shran's
joking.
married, right?
Complimenter on her antenna.
Oh wait, yeah, I know. Actually, maybe Phlox is the polyamorous god here.
Ask her if her odor is reminiscent of her Osmond eel. Particularly attractive at this time of the year.
Alright,
Clearly, the best equipped crew to help you with a romantic situation.
yes.
Challenge her to single combat.
I know. A logical Vulcan,
Putting on. Look at it.
polyamorous doctor, human hating.
Ask her how many
Andorian.
husbands she has.
Ask like T'Pol, and T'Pol will just be like cut open like a breadstick with a knife and fork in front of her. Will really impress her.
Should I
Choose
burn
your
momentum
pain.
here?
No, I kind of want to see you fail at this point,
All right,
actually.
yeah, let's fail. All right, so I'll take an assist from Phlox then.
Okay,
since he
all right.
has,
I will.
Okay.
What am I
Rewind.
rolling? Same thing. Is that daring command?
No. So this is the
interesting.
thing. You get to choose how you flavor. So how are you going to advise Reed here, and that'll determine your role.
I think it's going to be in a very Fox manner, in kind of the way I described. It's going to be, very scientific. On De Nobler, we often touch the tips of our fingers together and mark out all our detrimental points, and sort of, and I believe the Earth people call it negging. That seems to how it works on our planet. Just touch the tip of your finger, inflate your face, and just tell her that her nose is too big or something. Seems to have worked for my sixth wife, Nosel.
Nosel. I'd also like to apply my value of adapt, improvise, and overcome.
Okay, so you wanna get the 2 successes from that then?
Is that what that does? Sure.
Yeah, value. If you spend a point of determination for an applicable value, you get an automatic crit dice.
Oh, the value only comes
Added
into
to
place
your
if I use my point of discipline.
Can I
Determination, yeah.
Can I use my
determination,
focus?
right.
Can I use? I don't know if I can use focuses, but can I use mine infectious diseases just in case Reed has an STD?
No, you may not.
Although you do have a focus in psychology.
That's true.
So.
That's true. That could be quite good. There's romantic psychology. Actually, I don't think I can use focuses for an assist. I can't use focuses for an assist, so you're right.
Oh, you can.
I'm not gonna.
Can you? Okay.
I'm not gonna use determination here. So yeah, let's just fail this.
Oh yeah,
Let
what am
it
I going
ride.
for, Stars? What am I rolling?
So you're gonna go. So since you're going with like more of a psychological bent, let's go with medicine plus reason,
Interesting. Okay.
and you only get to roll 1 dice. Remember,
Yeah,
Idle.
16, and I got a 5.
Okay.
So after I ask her, have you eaten yet? But I will ask, is that what you're planning on to wear to dinner? And then I roll. Oh, I have 2 successes.
What?
So 3 successes.
We actually passed?
She's into that. Now Stars has to
Said
fly.
no, good doctor.
Stars never thought we'd get this far.
Honestly, no, I didn't. I was kind of hoping for an excuse for her to slap Reed in the face. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say that she finds your odd alien manner of flirting in more ways than one kind of charming. She does wonder if maybe you hit your head off the steering wheel and you suffer some kind of brain damage, and she feels a little bit of that Nightingale effect. And she's gonna just forget about that whole crack about what she's wearing. She's like, well, no, I haven't eaten. Like, do you want to get Italian? Fox Italian.
Italian here too. Fox Italian.
Fox Italian.
Just pasta made out of hair.
Certainly. We should get some. We should get some Fox Italian.
Alright, so you...
Oh.
I'm just going to chime in his earpiece. I must warn you, Mr. Reed, it is actually undigestible by the human system. You will have horrendous vomiting if you inhale any of that fox pasta.
Very well. Stick to breadsticks then, Doctor.
Those are
Oh.
fatal.
To Paul has a focus in breadsticks. Can we apply that?
All right, so I think we'll leave Reed to his romantic excursion for the moment, and we'll catch up with everyone else who is hoping that Reed will get through that unscathed. So, you've discovered some interesting information. Last time you conducted all of your interrogations of your 3 main suspects as well. So now it kind of depends on how you want to conduct the next stage of your investigation.
So we've interviewed everyone here, haven't we? So we kind of think the only people we haven't talked to lately are the people back at the duck blind, the Vulcans and the Starfleet personnel, isn't it? So I'm wondering if that's where we should.
That's also the most recent piece of information we have, thanks to Captain Breadstick over there. So
I think we need to go in there, strangle them, and say, "Talk!"
we know at least one person there has been in contact with many Nilorn.
Yes.
something that was not divulged to us the first time we were there. So, do we want to
I
divide
reckon
and
one of them's
conquer?
going to Dr. Lee as well. I've got a hunch. I don't know why.
Can we
Yeah.
transport there? Can we get there really, really fast in case she just made the call?
Yes, but it is, keep in mind, the Enterprise era transporters, which are cleared for biological transport, but most of you would be relatively leery about using them. That being said, this is... Wow.
Hey, she's
Yeah,
the
no, we can
ranking
use
officer, so
That's true. Actually, am I enlisted? I can use medical override. I don't think commanders in a right might now.
you're not fit for command.
Might I suggest maybe one of the security-enabled personnel go first, just in case there's a chance of risk?
All
I
right.
suppose that would be logical.
When there's an expendable person needed for a task, Ensign Travis Mayweather.
That should be one of your talents, actually.
Yeah, expendable.
Expendable.
All right.
Um,
Whatever. Send me first.
Okay. Now, I think I'm kind of meant to make you roll for this, but I'm not. It's pretty binary pass-fail on this,
Well,
and
hold
so I'm
on.
not going to make you.
Because we're still in the premises of Investigator Annie Lennox. We have to try to do this surreptitiously, right?
Just go to the toilet.
So
Yeah, all four of you piloted the same toilet.
Because that happened in an
I don't
episode
mind
of
rolling
Enterprise.
for
They hung
for
about
a
in the
stealth
toilets getting
transport.
transported out. Sorry.
Well, I mean, she does know that you are aliens and that you have technology past her point. It's a case of whether or not you trust her with that information or not.
I would prefer not to reveal that we can
Could we transport her?
dematerialize in thin air.
Let's transport her in there. That'll freak her out.
Why?
Because it'd be like that situation
Wow.
where Picard beams up who watches the Watcher, where he transports up the person. They're enlightened, and all of a sudden she might be even more helpful. There might be more information.
She's not a
That
suspect.
ended really
I know,
badly.
but it might be fun.
It's not like we have some sort of directive that keeps us from
Oh, yeah, that's true.
interfering in pre-war civilizations.
All right, maybe not. Send Mayweather.
Just beam me over.
All right, so we'll have you flip your communicator. Do you have a prop for that, or are you not as equipped as Shy?
No, I've got my phone. There you go.
There you go. And you're going to transport directly to the research outpost, yeah?
They have a transporter pad, right?
They do indeed, because they have to receive supplies from orbit.
So how quick can we all get there? Because once Mayweather's there, how soon are we buffering behind? I mean, is it just one at a time, or do
I
they ever
I
be
should
more
be
at
able to
once?
lock on from the controls
Yeah.
at the science station once I'm there.
Enterprise era transporters are one at a time, I believe.
Did that change?
Well, hold on. Would the duck blind be outfitted for larger materials such as cargo?
It would be, actually, yeah. That's a point.
Well, I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
it would be
If
a
I
cargo.
if I get there with a site to site successfully, not inside out, then I should be able to lock onto the three of them, right, and beam them over.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. So in which case, I technically have to roll for this. Because I'll be... Who would be in charge of this? It's probably going to be Tucker, isn't it? And I'm not putting on a
Poop
southern
question,
accent.
sir.
It's not happening. Okay, so...
Keep
and
your
the
head
ship is
on,
gonna be-
Lieutenant.
Keep your fur on, Luke.
Okay. Oh, he actually has a focus in transport, so that'll help. This is going to be an engineering and control. We'll call it a difficulty 2, because you are site to site from pad to pad. Let's see how this goes. Oh dear.
That's a lot of dice.
Oh God, I'm dead.
Oh dear, for who?
There's a lot of dice. Absolutely.
It'll be for anybody but me, Mayweather. It's absolutely.
I'm
Let
expendable.
me...
Did you roll a
Let me see
complication
if
by any
there's anything.
chance?
Oh man, he's getting shunted to another star system.
He rolled 2 20s.
So,
I rolled a 7, an 18, and a 20.
so one thing I was reading up on, we can actually spend a momentum to avoid a complication. That is an option if Stars decides to be very vicious and turn him inside out.
Well, what's the if I'm missing an arm, I can soldier on. But if I'm missing certain compensating talents, then we might have to spend that momentum.
The lungs on the outside are probably not going to work.
Oh no, I'm no
What I
longer a
will
boomer.
say...
They took my boomer away.
I will say that in the midst of the transport, there is some electromagnetic interference, and you end up transporting around about 30 meters down and north from the outpost into a tree upside down.
Into a tree.
How much of my body is inside
No,
the
like
tree?
into a, not like spliced into the tree.
Okay.
Just you fall into a tree.
You know what?
Yeah,
My head went in so many weird directions there. I was thinking his disguise is becoming confused with his human half or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's going to end up.
I am Groot.
Dog.
No, it's just for fun. So you end up like going arse over a tea kettle, just hitting every branch on the way down.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to take, I'm gonna say, 2 stress.
Ooh, taking stress now.
Two stress. Cracking.
1 for the physical and 1 for the emotional damage.
Okay, do we know that? Are you reporting back to say that we know that, or are we just sort of going to stand about and kind of go, well,
I've still got my communicator, so I can let you know.
okay.
But I've still got to get inside the building and try to beam you guys in without everyone else knowing.
So you want to try and do this surreptitiously, yeah?
Well, we know someone at the listening post was communicating with someone they shouldn't be, so we can knock on the door and ask them, or we can try to get in surreptitiously.
Well,
I'd rather try
alright.
the stealth approach.
Should the three of us start heading your way then? If we start, jogging that way, just in case you can't get to it in time or can't get it surreptitiously, we'll start a montage jog.
I appreciate the faith, but sure.
Okay. So if you want to try and do this surreptitiously, I'm going to go ahead and say that would be a... Let's go with fitness and con for this.
That's generous. Okay.
Well, I mean, like, control over your movements is kind of a stealth. I feel like that's appropriate.
Difficulty of what?
Difficulty 3.
How many dice am I rolling?
2.
We have
Okay.
one momentum.
You could always pay me threat.
Hold on. Can I get
Threat.
Sub Commander to pull on the horn and ask her if I know any way to get around Vulcan hearing, since it's a Vulcan listening post? Maybe she knows some way.
Oh, like
Just-
the schematics of the place, or
I don't know. You're the Vulcan
codes,
expert.
or I probably know some security codes, right?
You would know a good... Yeah, because this is a Vulcan outpost, first and foremost.
That was generous.
I'd allow it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so you're rolling con and fitness. To Paul, give me... Let's see, so you can lay out the place. I'm going to go ahead and say that'll be an engineering check, actually.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, actually, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it could be a lot worse. Engineering plus insight.
Okay. Nope.
One success.
All right, so you attempt to get in through the side entrance, as it were, like ducking through the foliage and trying to ignore the fact that you've managed to sprain something on your way down through the trees.
Classic Mayweather.
Classic. Yeah, no, he should be going to sickbay right now. And you're sort of like, you're trying to pick the lock on the door, trying to make sure it goes as smoothly as possible. And then, just as you think that, you might be able to do it and that you'll be able to report back to Captain Archer that you've made the Enterprise crew proud, the door opens from the other side, and one of the Vulcan scientists is looking at you with a very disapproving look on her face, like, "Can I help you?"
Wait, which scientist? I need to know who I've angered.
I would say Tigger.
Tigger. Okay.
Go get him, Tigger.
Wonderful thing about Tiggers is...
I've got going through my head the whole time.
So how much have they made much progress toward the compound, or do I need to keep dancing?
They did have some trouble by car, so I'm saying that they may be around about a third of the way there.
Oh God.
Trans driving.
I'm speaking to you, Ensign Mayweather. Can I help you?
Yes, Miss Tigger. You see, our communication system went down, and I wanted to report back with what we found so far on the situation.
And what have you got to report?
Apparently Malcolm is a hit with the ladies, and we believe that perhaps Dr. Jezen may be involved some way with what went wrong, the accident in the lab.
Well,
Mind you, this is a hunch and not entirely scientific, but
well, I suppose you have been making progress, even if though it appears to have been in an unorthodox manner. And she's felt like looking you up and down and seeing the masses of like leaves and twigs that are still like all over you.
yes, Ensign, it's all over me.
It's all over you. Do you want to try and push past her and maybe see if you can have a look at the communications logs? Or
Is the lavatory functioning, Dr. Ticker?
One.
well, yes, it would be a bit of a problem if it weren't. And she sort of like steps aside a little bit, like quizzically, like, okay, weird,
If
not
you-
like humans.
If you don't mind, I have some sap on my uniform I'd like to clean off. I'll be back with you in a moment. Is she gonna let me to the bathroom now?
Yeah, she'll let you go. She has that sort of disapproving headmaster look as you go. It's like, just try not to get it all over the bathroom, please, Ensign.
Okay. So I scurry away to the bathroom and click the little lock. It says occupado. Flip open my transponder communicator. Mayweather to read. Mayweather to read. I think you've got an in with Tagur now. She really likes you. I said you're a hit with the ladies. Mayweather to Subcommander T'Pol. I was unable to surreptitiously penetrate the fortress of listening. I think they're on to us. When will you guys be here?
Is anyone else there?
Suddenly T'Pol hears a
I'm
splash over the
ordering.
comm. One moment, I'll call you back in a second. You have some Trek-themed music we can play in the background? Yeah. I have a shy bladder, I'm sorry. All right, this is Mayweather. What was your question, Commander?
Is anyone else at the outpost?
I ran into Dr. Tagur. I think I heard one or two other voices around here, but I couldn't tell you. I'm not good at bluffing, as you know from our weekly poker games.
Neither am I. Stall, and we'll be there as soon as we can.
Yes, I'm in a stall currently, that's correct.
Is this going to turn out from like to be the Austin Powers sketch where he's in the toilet?
Yeah, you tell that.
That was just scenario. The whole thing is Austin Powers.
It's a little bit.
Mayweather's best in short bursts. He can't carry the scene on his own, folks, all right?
All right, how close are we? Are we there yet?
I'd say you're 2/3 of the way there.
Oh, God. Don't say number 2.
Ask to use the phone.
Oh, that's right, my communications. Who am I calling, Commander?
Just pretend to be calling somebody. Ask to use the phone. See if anybody there knows how to use it.
Okay, I'll do that. So I unclick the lock. Walk out. Try to avoid Tagur, because I don't want to get caught in a lie. Who might I run into at the listening post?
So everyone is still present. Andreas and Castulas are off duty at the moment. They're playing a little poker game with each other. And Dr. Dr. Tazine is sort of just at the observation post controls, looking over various different anthropological feeds.
Hey guys, I love poker. I'm great at bluffing.
And they both sort of look up at you, and it's like, "Hey, you got anything to bet? We play for cigarettes. What you got?"
I'll have to get to that in a minute. Unfortunately, my communicator is inoperable. Does anyone have a transponder here that I could use to get in touch with the rest of the team?
And they both just sort of look at each other and go to their engineers, and they seem to be having a quiet argument as to who is going to be the one to get up and fix it for this incompetent Starfleet ensign. And eventually, Andreas just kind of goes, "Fine, it's my turn." Gets up, brushes himself off because he's got like a few little bit of snack stains on him, and he leads you over to a communications bank, which is like it's a pretty strong antenna because it has to like hit all the way up in the outer atmosphere to communicate with Starfleet and with the Vulcan Science Directorate. I was like, well, there you go, knock yourself out. Well, I mean, don't actually knock yourself out.
Can I star 69 this communications device to see who the last call was?
You can. Unfortunately, the logs appear to have been recently deleted.
Recent.
Very recently. Within, say, the last 10-15 minutes. If you want any more details, I will make you roll for it.
Yes, give me a rudimentary science-y roll to see if I can figure something out and make the boys proud before they get here.
Okay.
The gang. Pardon me, Commander.
The gang.
It's all good.
Give me an engineering plus reason. Difficulty. I'll be nice. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
It's being nice.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
How much momentum do we have?
1.
1. Use it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a clue.
I was saving it for dessert.
Ooh.
All right, go ahead. Usually, yeah.
I rolled 3 successes.
Ooh.
So I get the momentum
Take it
back.
back.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay. So, the last registered user of the communications bank was Dr. Tazine.
Is that the only data I can manage to scrape from it?
Since you did so well that you got another point of momentum...
Do I have the date and time of the call?
Oh yeah, no, that was... It matches up with the logs that were deleted.
Okay. Oh, I mean, it matches up with the time that Reed saw Nalorn calling the station, right?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Tazine.
Chazine's the one who called us in.
You mean at the beginning of the mission? Okay.
They're the reason we're there, right?
Yeah, because Dagur was sort of the mind that, Lee shouldn't have been out there immersing himself in the culture as it was. Like, he doesn't... Dagur doesn't believe in immersion anthropology. They believe in just strictly observational. Whereas Tazine thought that this was a serious enough incident that it warranted your investigation.
So why would they call... Why? Yeah, why would she call us in if she's in on it? It's very confusing.
Maybe she knows someone else is responsible for something and was trying to warn Nalorn before it got further out of hand.
Been there all along.
I mean, it's a classic, isn't it? You call the police to deflect guilt from yourself.
Maybe.
What cliched Italian dish did you and Nalorn order, Reed?
Pizza and is it a Fox Michelob?
All right, Reed, I need you to give me a roll to determine how good the food was. All right, give me... what's this going to be?
Wait, make this a roll for heartburn. If he fails it, he has heartburn for the rest of the mission.
Let us go with daring plus medicine, difficulty 2.
Daring plus medicine.
What did I miss? That he's having to use daring for medicine.
11. Okay.
It's determining whether or not he has heartburn from the food.
Oh,
Okay, we do know, since you missed it, Shran, we do know that Tazine was the one who called Nalorn from the listening post.
I wish it was Tagur, because I can remember their name easier.
Sorry.
I'll go with Tazine. I'll have to think of an acronym, some kind of play on words. Yeah, I'll think of one.
Magazine. There you go.
Oof. Well,
Right, the
I rolled a
book.
12 and a 16.
R.I.P.
And what do you call this? It's such a delightful little.
So Nilorn is watching as your face sort of like turns at first a little pink, then red, and
Blue?
then a worrying shade of indigo.
So
Phlox warned you.
And you feel an overwhelming urge to visit the bathroom. Now I'm going to need to give me a roll to get to the bathroom in time.
I can assist with that.
No, I'm not going to do that. So take 1 point of stress.
And they say Enterprise was the more
1 point of
mature
stress.
series.
Exactly.
No, it wasn't. Never said that.
No one ever said that.
who said that?
No one, apparently.
So is Reed released from his obligation? Can he come back and rejoin the gang now?
He's
Yes,
released
he
already.
may, because he can.
I
Once he
was
is.
gonna try to extract information about who she called. Over.
I mean,
over
you're
dinner.
in kind of dire straits right now. If you want to hang in there, she'll be impressed, but a little bit grossed out.
God.
Did you need to call
Okay.
anyone? All right.
I mean, if you do you want to go for that?
Well, I figured this would happen before I ate the food, but I guess
No, I think this works
I
better for the
just-
fiction. I feel like this
I go
improves the
right
scene.
into the. Okay.
This has to be a pineapple pizza, right?
Yeah.
Hawaii pizza. Yeah.
Whew. That's it's a certain sensation that it evokes. Anyway, did you need
Certain
to
feelings
finish
and
calling?
affection.
Yes. Did you need to call the person that you were speaking with before we ran into each other? Get it?
Subtle.
Very so.
Can I imagine she's like on the other side of the table, just kind of going, "No, never mind about that. Tell me more about my eyes." Trying to reflect and flirt.
Shut up, kid.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say you're going to give me a roll for that, Shy, if you want her to give her a truthful answer. So give me security and insight difficulty 2.
Security and insight. All right. Does my espionage? No, that doesn't help me. Nothing helps
I
me.
don't see why not. That should do, shouldn't it? You are conducting espionage.
Do you have interrogation?
I'll allow it. I'll allow an espionage.
All right.
I'll allow
I'll
it.
take it. I'll take it. Sure.
Actually, technically, this is extravehicular activity. So
That's right. I tried to pull that one last time. I only one success, an 8.
Yeah, so in which case she's going to deflect and say that she was talking with her mother. But enough about that. Tell me more about my eyes.
twist, Tazine is actually her mother.
Technically true, the best kind of true. All right. So we're going to head back to the station. And I would say that by this time, Phlox, Paul, and Shran have also rejoined their comrade Nam.
Very out of breath.
And Tagore is going to look at all three of you like, what the fuck? It's like, do you wish to have a glass of water or something? You all look awful.
Yes, please.
Just get a bowl and I'll lap it up. We're
I run
done.
on the treadmill a lot, but not with head to toe fur.
Yeah,
That's true.
the prosthesis can't be helping this.
You can
I
start
was gonna
peeling
say
off
that-
in places as well, with the sweat sort of like taking the glue off.
And whoever did mine, they did it really anatomically correct, and it's chafing, something horrible.
Oh, it's a tight fit. Ooh. All right. So, how do you want to tackle this?
Tackle is the right word.
I will try to find a way to pull them aside and inform them that my rudimentary scientific prowess has revealed that Tazine was in fact the person who called Nalorn. And I'll say that they're a little suspicious of me, so you guys should take the lead here.
Because we look perfectly normal.
Just a bit of exercise, it's a bit of cardio, you know.
So, just remind me, Tazine called us in, but Tagur is the head of the mission, correct?
Yes, Tagur is the actual research head of the outpost.
Should we talk to Tagur about Tazine and just sort of say?
I like it.
Yeah, say. Is she Commander Tagur?
Oh, they're both doctors. They're both civilians.
Oh, they're both civilians. So I thought they were the Starfleet assistant. Doctor, might I confer with you? Your colleague.
I should. Hold on. I should note to my superior officers that my gut tells me that Tazine may be not necessarily guilty. I think maybe she is trying to compensate for someone else she knows is guilty, and that's why she's trying to warn Nalorn. But carry on.
Hold that thought. I'll be back. Who should we talk to? Should we talk to? Because I was going to say to Tagur,
I don't know.
like,
No, I mean talk to her, but just try to beat her on the bush a little.
I like the idea of taking Tagur aside
Yeah.
and seeing what dirt we can get on Tazine Tazine.
Right, I'm back. I just had to feed my eels, as it were. Dr. Tazine is. How long have they been working at the base? And do you know them very well?
Oh, Dr. Tazine. Well, we don't always see eye to eye, but we've been working together in research anthropology for coming up to 15 years now. They've been here as long as I have it in this outpost. Oh, yes. We've long since been research partners. We don't always see eye to eye, but I'm sure
you've had many disagreements.
Well, you're a doctor yourself, Mr. Flock. You can understand the need for a healthy academic debate.
No doubt. Yes, of course. Have these ever escalated into disagreements, perhaps?
We are Vulcans, Doctor. We do not get into disagreements, merely moments of logic versus illogic.
My dear Doctor, I have known the Vulcan psychology for quite some time now. I know that your emotions can often become compromised at the wrong times. Has this ever happened between you and Tazine?
Not in any way that has any bearing on your mission here.
Any information is important.
I think I'll be the judge of that, Doctor.
Okay.
Idle has been practicing his flux. That's true.
Good. In every episode, I like it.
Shouldn't Tagur's curiosity meter be running rampant at the moment? Why she's being questioned?
That's why she's being a bit evasive.
Yeah.
You get the impression that she doesn't quite want to talk about the interpersonal relationships here at the station, perhaps.
Hang on, I might have a coercing thing here. Hang on.
Sodium pentothal.
Okay.
Love is a many splendored thing.
Sorry?
Your value, love is a many splendored thing. Can you apply that here?
Are you seeing anyone at the moment, Dr. Tagur?
I cannot treat an unwilling patient. It might be applicable here, but I'd have to roll. Can you tell me about the overall health of yourself, in fact, and the rest of the people in the colony? Obviously, living down on here for quite some time amongst the locals must have had an effect on you, a profound effect on your immune system, and your emotion system.
Emotion system. Well, I can't claim that it's been entirely without incident. The human members of the team, especially, have been a little bit. What's the human term? It's so been doing stir crazy. I'm personally of the opinion that was part of the reason that Dr. Lee was so eager to get out and immerse himself in the Kalmuri culture. You see, he wanted something to do that wasn't just staring at screens and making scientific observations. The engineers have had a few bouts of sickness, a few accidents here and there, but as for myself and Dr. Zine, perfect models of health.
Any, psychology is an important, and your mental health is a very important thing. Have there been any romantic interludes in that time? It's quite an expensive time to stay alone, one would say.
Quite frankly, Doctor, I can speak for myself and Dr. Zine that we prefer the solitude. But as for the
15 years, you
humans,
must have, not to speak personally, and this I whisper quietly because I know how seclusive Vulcans can be about it, but you have not encountered the Ponfar in your 15 years. It's quite unusual for a Vulcan lady of your age.
she's just going to give you a very frosty look and say, Dr. Flox,
Little doggy.
I'm allowing you considerable latitude here, but
Just
I
for your own
am
health.
in the end.
Your own health, of course. You know. I think I've exhausted everything here. I'm going to bid my due, and thank you very much, my dear Doctor. I shall just need to. Well, what do you reckon?
What about asking her if they've talked to anybody lately on the communications?
Oh, yes,
Isn't that a bit on the nose?
Yeah, but she's not the one that we suspect of talking to the person, right? So
I would like to commend Shy for his commitment to the character by eating pizza while he's pretending to be.
Hang on. I mean, spicy
Well
green
known alien snack.
Yeah, that's the heartburn.
scorching. Yeah. It looks bad. I'm kind of joining in with my nuts.
That's what she said.
So do you want to be direct and just ask about the communications?
Yeah, I don't want to be direct
well,
about
she
it.
would have
I know. I've
she
got
would
an
have
idea.
no reason to suspect that we are like tracing, right?
I've got an idea. Dr. Duggar, just on the point of medical, mental health and medical issues. Obviously, communication is important, and the monitoring of your communications is also equally important. How much interaction have you had with speaking to someone outside of the base?
As far as I'm aware, the last person that we would have contacted would have been yourselves. I tend to limit our communications as much as possible, just on the off chance that they get picked up by the Calmiri authorities. The
No one else uses
encryption
it?
is
No one else
Not as far as
operates
I'm
it?
aware,
No one else
you-
contacts out? It's very unhealthy to keep such people secluded for a long time. You may not be aware of human psychological condition to interact with others, but in this case, I'd say it's quite important and could, in fact, have compromised certain aspects of our investigation if you're not being honest with me.
Dr. Fox, every member of the research team is trained in the use of the communicator in case of emergency. That being said, everyone has also been trained in the anthropological principle of allowing the subject to develop naturally, so we try not to use it. If you have any intimations otherwise, you must bring me proof.
Yeah. I believe I can confirm my colleagues, but thank you very much. Your assistance has been most helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you ever need some information on that Ponfar thing, just let me know. I've got some experimental remedies for that if you need to,
She gives you a bit of an arch look and she says, I think I would rather die, Dr. Flox.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. I'm done.
Have some questions for later.
I pass
So
it over.
So she gave us next to nothing, right? Just talked us in a circle.
Vulcans.
I think
What can
Shran
you do?
should start busting some heads.
Send in Tran. Tran to Tazine.
Yep.
You down for that, Spocky?
Can we get them in a room alone together?
Okay.
We've already got one date going on here. We don't need to.
Jesus.
Not that kind of room.
No.
That you know of. All right.
Does the
so-
listening post have a rotating bed anywhere around here?
No. Doesn't have a waterbed either, before you ask.
Okay.
So,
Weird how all
Shran,
feelings
how
are
do you
reflective.
Why is there a large mirror on the room?
Shran, how would you like to play this?
There's only one way I can play it. There's only one way.
Okay.
No, this isn't to good. This is Zine, yeah?
Tazine.
Yes.
And
One
Tazine
who's
is
in contact
that
with.
yeah. It's going to have to be direct. It's the only way I can do it. So, I might... sorry, I'm unfamiliar with how the scenario kind of like is left. Is Tazine in a room waiting for me to talk to them, or...
She's at the anthropological sort of like listening post essentially, where you have the direct feed into the various news channels, radio channels. Like, she is in a room alone. The two engineers are in another room playing cards, and Together is in another room collecting reports after quite annoyed by Flux. Huh?
Vulcan?
Yeah, playing cards. No, the engineers are humans.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood that. Sorry, yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay.
Vulcans wouldn't play cards. They've got no tells.
So they say.
I would quickly phone Reed and let him know we're going to lean on Tazine a little bit, and so
Lean?
if Nalorn was to get a phone call. So if Nalorn gets a phone call anytime soon, then we'll know something's up.
Oh, yeah, good idea. So, well, I mean, sorry, Mayweather, you've got anything to pass on to me? Because I want to have a quick word, if you know what I mean.
No, go bust her up.
Right? That's all I've got in.
The only information I have is that formerly erased computer logs show that she contacted.
Yeah.
Um,
Send to Paul go in with Shran to kind of be the good, almost the good cop, bad cop, but almost like the more, this is the information, here's the threat.
Sane cop, insane cop. If you like. Yeah.
Emotionless cop.
Commander T'Pol, you're keeping me into this interrogation because I do not feel I can live the correct amount of distance from the interrogatee.
That is quite logical.
So, walk in then. Tazine!
She looks up, a little bit confused. Yes, may I help?
Hopefully. Some things have come to our attention which we're not quite sure of. We're attempting to trace the cause of these unfortunate incidents. Trace them back to their cause. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I would say not, otherwise I wouldn't have had to call for assistance.
But that could be a bluff.
Vulcans do not bluff.
Say again?
Vulcans do not bluff.
Vulcans do not bluff of their own accord, but they bluff if the other think other people will bluff to them.
Whatever you say, Commander Shran, I'm quite sure I don't know what you mean.
Shran, I've been unsure of my rank since I started, but I've decided now it's captain.
Tazina's gonna look at T'Pol and be like, is this...
I know, right?
Contact with people on the surface. I've seen you. They've said so. It's happened. You know of it. Admit it. Admit it. Just basically just shouting at them now, just to admit the truth, trying to ruffle their feathers. I know they're unruffable, Vulcans, but Shan has no clue about that. He doesn't think anybody's unruffable. He can ruffable them up all he likes, just with the pointy finger and the starey eyes. And occasionally, the thing that they use is not that left.
Oh, the
Shantor. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Guess where I got that information from? That's timelines all the way, mate. That's timelines. Right, okay, so that was it.
Plug.
Okay. So, how do I play this?
Let it be known that Floss and I during this...
I'll splash it in their faces. You know, anything that's like actually non-physical, I'm not going to touch them because that's not right. I learned that last interrogation. It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't go so well last time, as I recall. So, I'm trying to think about how...
It's a cat or a
The
dog?
screams of torture from the other room blew through the walls.
Yeah. Okay. Tell you what, since they didn't... So, Reed, how's your date going?
Oh, how's my date going? Hold on, let me do a scene change then.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Sorry about that.
Uh, whoa. I think the date's going all right, but I found the
Wait.
Kalmurian food a little hard to
Did you run to the bathroom to communicate with us surreptitiously?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly why I ran to the bathroom. No other reason.
Okay.
Oh, I like his soap.
By the way, Dr. Flox, if you'd like to communicate with Lieutenant Reed, that might be helpful.
Mr. Reed,
Yes,
if you'll look in your
yes.
back pocket, you will find a small capsule. If you take this capsule, it will help alleviate the symptoms of what are these species called again? I've forgotten already. Kalmurian flu, which I believe you're suffering from. In fact, if you don't take it within the next 40 seconds, you might experience some rather unpleasant excursions, as it might.
Right.
If you do happen to have an excursion, please could you collect the sample? The genetic analysis might help some of my further research. Thank you very much. Flox out.
Doctor, I'm not collecting a sample of my own
Well, at least tell me where it is and I'll get it later.
excursion. No!
Is Reed venting dry plasma at the moment? He's blowing up the
Alright.
Bussard collectors.
Trying to ascertain why many Nalorn called the blind, the deaf blind, but we haven't made it past appetizers yet, so
I can't believe you walked past. We haven't made it past pasta yet.
we've made it past pasta. Pasta.
Pasta. All right. I think we'll leave
Well,
Reed
we're
to
half
his
past
excursion.
Reed's
in
got a hand
response-
against the wall to brace himself during this scene.
All right. So Tizine sort of collects herself, and she schools her face. And she's a bit younger than Tagur. You get the impression that she's maybe a little bit more emotional, or perhaps just not as believing in the old school Vulcan's doctrines, because this obviously is in the time of Kirshara, the rediscovery of Surak's teachings. She maybe is in a bit more leaning that way. So there's a little bit of emotion on her face as she addresses you, and she says, "Very well. I suppose logic demands I must tell the truth so as not to distract from the search for the real killer. Technically speaking, I have interfered in this culture, but I did so on a strictly personal level. In the course of monitoring the experiment, I had become aware that Dr. Cortar was sexually harassing his assistant, Many Lennon. Per Vulcan science-directed regulations, I should have said nothing and allowed it to continue, for revealing my knowledge would have risked exposure of our monitoring devices. But I could see no logical argument by which the future development of Kalmuria civilization should hinge on one young woman's suffering. Therefore, I confronted the doctor and revealed that I knew what he had done. When he attempted to dismiss my charges, I used my Vulcan strength to intimidate him. I must admit to a certain satisfaction at seeing him cower in fear, exposed as the small and frightened being he truly was. I warned him that I would see him ruined if he did not stop his harassment and seek therapy for his behavioral disorder. Dr. Lee observed a portion of this incident and confronted about me afterward. I recognized that this perhaps gave me motive to kill both him and Cortar, but I was absent at the time of the incident because I was with Miss Lenore, speaking to her in confidence about the situation and encouraging her to seek counseling. She is my alibi."
And that's the
Can I detect whether or not she's bluffing or anything? Can I? How much can I work out from that?
So you know what? I'm actually going to make this an assisted roll, because I'm going to say that Reed has, with Dr. Flox's help, overcome his excursions, and he comes out of the bathroom, and Manny looks a little bit concerned, but you get the impression that she's a bit of a sucker for a hard case, and Reed is nothing if not a hard case. she's sympathetic, and you sit down with your usual British aplomb. You sort of bring the subject around to who are you contacting. Give me your best approach here, Shy.
Yes. So I noticed you were on the telephone. Before I pulled up, I hope I wasn't interrupting a call to with your mother. That was your mother, correct? That's what you said.
And she sort of looks down at her food. And she's like, well, maybe that wasn't entirely the truth. Now, who is going to make the primary role here? Who wants? Because Shran and Reed can either one of you can make the primary role here, and the other one can assist.
Who's got the best at whatever it is that we're going to roll? I think that's got to be really the answer here.
Okay, so Shran, you would be rolling security plus insight, and Reed, you would be rolling. What would this make sense? Security and presence, I'd say, makes so much sense.
So
Okay, for me that's 13.
I would be 13 as well. So.
Oh, well, you've invested the most time in this, Reed. I'm absolutely certain that you need to make that primary role. I am willing to assist.
Yes. All right. I guess I'll make. Am I getting an assist on this?
Yeah,
you are indeed.
Okay.
This will represent Shran's attempts to discern how truthful Tazeen is being. So, you are set at difficulty 3.
All right.
And you have 1 assist from the esteemed Commander Shran.
I'll
Do you
wait
guys
till
have any momentum left?
We've got one
One
momentum.
momentum,
Do we need to save that for something important?
No,
Use it.
Let's
use
it now.
Spent.
All right.
Sorry, I misheard you. Use it now or not?
Yeah, spend it.
Spend it all. Okay, so I'll do my assist.
Go for it.
6.
Nice.
So I rolled 2 successes and a 18. So.
Okay, well, that's a success. That's fine. Okay.
What was the difficulty?
7 and 9.
It was difficulty 3.
Oh, well done.
Perfect.
So.
Thank you, Ben. Oh, Ben. Yes. Hang on, mate.
So.
Take care. Bye-bye.
The things I do for you.
Did you just tip your child?
Buy yourself something nice.
I gave him the empty beer bottle to take away from recycling. No, I did not tip it.
There's a little something for you.
I allow him to
College
leave my
education.
house.
So, Commander Shran, in your extremely long-lived career in the Andorian military, you've had more than a few opportunities to observe the Vulcan under strain, under duress, in interrogation.
Oh, yeah. I hate them.
You know their tells. You know what these pointy-eared bastards think. Sorry. Apologies. Present company excluded.
Jeez.
Not necessarily.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm trying to give you an out there, and yet.
Hater guy.
He doesn't trust them. I've even got mistrustful of Vulcans as a value. Did that matter?
You could have used it to get a roll, but you can always sit on that for a little while. But you get the distinct impression that Tazeen is telling the truth.
Okay.
And switching back over to Reed, Nilorn confesses that she was in contact with one of the what were they called? International observers of the research experiment. Dr. Tizin, which is their research alias, as it were. And she confides in you that it's been a very rough year, that she's needed help from outside sources because otherwise things would have probably folded and she wouldn't have been able to go on without that help. And she's willing to corroborate the fact that at the time of the incident, she and Tizin were talking, trying to work out the best course forward with Kortar and Imran and their behavior toward her.
Yes, yes.
She's also going to make sure that you pay half your bill.
Do I have Calmuric currency?
I don't know, do you? Were you smart enough to bring some with you?
He's got
It
none.
seems like it would be standard kit, wouldn't it?
He's gonna have to work in the kitchen.
Oh,
I've already like sectioned Shy off like a quarantine victim for long enough.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Let me. You know,
wanted to
I
say.
left my wallet in my car, in my automobile. Just let me pop back there. I'll pop back there and be back in a jiff. You know.
So is that the point at which you leg it?
Yes, he'll dine and dash.
Leg it like Damar.
Leg it like the ma, exactly. You know.
Why have I never heard that before?
Incredible. All right. So that's Tizin and Tizine rather, and Nilorn's perspective. And from all indications, they seem to be telling the truth.
I would like to point out to my superior officers that Tazine's apparently only alibi is someone who also has a motive for wanting Kortar dead.
I think I missed who her alibi.
Tazine's alibi was Nilorn, that they were talking at the time that the accident happened.
Yeah, that's sus.
Yeah, but we think she's telling the truth, though, right? That's the only thing that they were doing. Honestly, how many red herrings do we need to follow? Because it's getting really complicated.
All of them, damn it. All of them.
No!
Can you
Send-
refresh my memory? What's the mind melds with? What are they called?
Sorry?
What? That wasn't clear.
Aren't you paying attention, Stars?
The sect of people. Then they give the Katra to Archer. What are those people called?
Cyrenites. Yes.
Cyrenites. So, and Tazine is like sympathetic to Cyrenites.
Yes, definitely. But that's becoming a bit more mainstream in Vulcan culture as of this time period. Because this is after season 4 of Enterprise. This is
So
2155.
is she cool with me mind melding with?
Yes, actually. I would say yes. She would be okay with that.
Is T'Pol
Because she
able to
wants-
initiate mind melds?
She was able to do it with Archer Surek's assistance last time we saw her, so I would say yes, but it might be a bit tricky. Now, in order to initiate a mind meld, I don't think I've ever done one of these in the Star Trek game, which is cool.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Do I have a special thing?
You have one for Nerve Pinch, but that's a bit different.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and say...
She tried to mind meld and accidentally nerve pinched Tazine. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, are there any nerves in the Vulcan forehead that could accidentally paralyze her for life?
Okay. I would say that this is going to be reason and command.
Okay.
And it's going to be a difficulty 3.
Darn it.
Oh my gosh.
That being said, I will allow other members of the team to provide support in ways that they think might be helpful.
I was just going to say, as medical, I might try and provide a bit of support monitoring the mind meld and making sure that everything is quite compatible between the two of you. Maybe that might make sense.
That would help.
Okay,
Paul
so-
does have a value in with proper discipline, anything is possible. I suppose you could use that if you wanted.
Yeah, you haven't spent your determination
I was
yet.
gonna
If
say,
you
who
really
spent their
want to
determination?
see this through.
I think I did mine, didn't I?
I did.
I believe everyone has, apart from maybe T'Pol, I think maybe Shran has.
Oh.
I think Reed hasn't had, I think. Not
Okay.
yet.
I also
But
have
I'm-
a focus
I'm
in
running
composure.
I would allow either composure or infiltration to work here, depending
Okay.
on how you want
And
to
I can
go.
use
think
those
either of
for
those.
free, right?
Yeah, the focuses are for free. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, but they only activate if you roll your discipline or lower on a roll.
Okay.
So you'd have to roll a 3 or lower to get the crit.
All right. And with okay. Then I think I do want to use my determination.
Okay.
And I want to
Um,
take the doctor up on his nice offer.
Absolutely.
Standing by.
Okay,
I
so
want Shran out of the room. He's going to
I'm
interfere
gone.
with
I'm gone. Look at me. Look at me. Look like I'm there. I am not
Right.
he doesn't want to see this freaky Vulcan science bullshit.
there. Ugh!
Flux, you have
Okay.
to threaten. You have to threaten to break the mind meld as soon as anything goes wrong,
Yeah.
and then completely fail to do that.
As soon as anything goes wrong, I'm
And
breaking
then
this
never
mind
do
meld.
that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've got the
Okay.
cortical monitors on their head. It's like monitoring everything.
Of course. So,
Streaming it to,
you
back to Nebula.
streaming it, Jesus. So to Paul, you're rolling command plus reason. I think I said.
And how many dice do I get?
You get 2,
Okay.
and if you're using your determination, that counts as a third dice, which is already rolled, and it's rolled a 1.
Okay.
Phlox, you're going to be rolling a medicine and reason. I think that makes sense
That's
to
my
this.
strengths. Let's roll.
Sorry, I'm doing reason and command?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Very good.
Ooh, I got a 4 and an 8.
Nice.
Ooh, very good. So that means what's that? 4 successes,
Difficulty 3, so we get momentum
which means
back.
you get momentum back.
Hey.
And to Paul, if you would like to roll a d6,
Ooh. Okay.
because you have the talent of veteran, where if you roll a 5 or a 6, you get that determination back immediately.
Okay. Wow.
Oh.
Cool. So I rolled. Sorry, I have the STA dice. I rolled one of these.
That's a 2.
That's a 2. Yeah.
Ah.
So no determination back, unfortunately.
Well,
It has to be an effect. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So this is your third or fourth time mind melding, and it's still quite an unusual experience for you. And you're dealing with a relative stranger, and it's quite disorienting. Phlox, you pick up some initially quite concerning cortical readings, some neurological spikes that look a little bit off, but then again, your knowledge of Vulcan neurological medicine is limited. To Paul, you're getting... That is what I say. I'm the GM. And to Paul, you're getting flashes of a relatively typical Vulcan life, just like little interspersed moments, of like teaching at the Science Academy, learning about the Sirenites, and then you start catching up to where you are now, where you see Tazine observing through like the monitoring that they've got at the Research Institute, and she sees a rather distasteful scene, and quite un-Vulcan of her, she feels a surge of emotion, injustice, anger, compassion. And you see flashes of approaching Nalorn as a concerned observer, intimating that she knows, the pushback of, well, I couldn't possibly, comment on that. I wouldn't want to put my position in danger. And then finally, it comes back to the day of the incident, and you can confirm that they, at the time of the incident, you can even you think in the back of your mind you can hear the high-pitched whine of electricity and of machinery, and you can confirm that Nalorn and Tazine were together outside of the room when the incident happened, and had been for some time. They were not inside the institute, but they were like in the little sort of like cafeteria attached to it, as it were. And you break the mind meld, and Tazine sort of looks a little bit startled. She's never done this before. And she just sort of looks a little bit ruffled, and she sort of looks at you and goes, "Is it always meant to be like that?"
Was it good?
Did
for
you like it? Yeah.
It was not an altogether unpleasant experience. You have a very odd mind, a lot of contact with humans. I don't know if I can conscience that, but...
Phlox is in the corner with a cigarette.
Those readings. Absolutely fascinating.
I'll be obsessing over those spikes for years to come.
I need to towel myself off a moment.
Okay, if I can poll my colleagues, do we think this is solid enough that we can put a big red X over both Tazine and Nalorn?
Yeah.
So who's left? Because I think we were going to discredit Macklin, because
Annie Lennox,
yeah.
Macklet,
I still think
Jezen, who we think is it,
I don't like Aunt Lennox for this.
Andres and Castulas, and Tigur are the 6. So we have 6 players left.
so we already discounted Macklin because he seemed like he was just too degenerate with his gambling addiction to.
Well, we
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, I think so. Let's discount him.
I think
Jezen,
Yeah.
Tigur, and the 2 humans at the listening post.
someone needs to go play some poker.
Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and say that through this time, because it also takes a little while for the mind meld to go through and for the preparation to do it properly. And Reed has joined you. He has gotten medical assistance for his unfortunate brushes with calamari food. And you can regain the stress that you took from earlier.
What did I miss?
You're the only one that's eaten in the last 48 hours. So,
If you call that
Yes, but
eating.
it really didn't stick.
so Tigur stonewalled us. Do we want to try to mess around with these 3 any longer, or should we just go back to Jezen, who's our top witness or our top suspect?
It is, but we
We don't
did
have any. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't got anything on
Go
it
ahead.
at the moment. We just need. We're still missing like that key bit of proof to just.
Yeah.
We need there's someone or something when we're missing. What are we missing, Stas?
Yeah, we're missing the opportunity part, right? We have lots of motive. We don't know how R. Kelly got away.
Oh, that's right. Lee is still
He's out there.
possibly a suspect.
And we don't know where he is.
No one knows anything about him other than there wasn't enough genetic material present to conclude that he was in the chamber when the other 2 died.
Didn't we prove that he actually definitely wasn't dead?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Conclusion. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty sus just to begin with.
So, is there any way he could have escaped that room other than the transporter?
There was the energy builder, wasn't there? Or there was something. What remind us, Stars? At the end, at the end of last episode, we found out there was some sort of energy build up in the containment area, wasn't there, or something along those lines?
Yes, the entire area had been soaked in gravimetric radiation from the Taurus, and there appeared to be quite a large amount of it also on that failed experiment of Jezen's, but
That's right.
that was inconclusive because it seemed to be a lot of background radiation that was, you couldn't quite make out what was going on there. So in terms of opportunity, you are kind of missing a hard line of evidence there.
The most likely way for Lee to have escaped the experiment would have been transporter, right? The only transporter that we know of that was within range at the time would have been at the duck blind. Did one of those 4 operate a transport, or did he have something rigged on a timer?
Does the transporter have any logs? Should we check that?
It does indeed.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that this information is that the buffer is regularly cleared as a matter of maintenance. So someone's going to have to give me a reason and engineering roll to recover the data.
I could do that.
13 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either me or Reed.
Would you say 15, Reed?
13.
Or 13? Commander.
Perhaps the Paul and Reed can, you can do it.
I'm 13. I have a focus and sense.
I'd allow that.
Cool.
Cool. So in which case you take the lead, and Reed, you can throw in an assist dice.
Does Reed's focus and extracurricular or extra vehicular activity apply?
That is better than track and field. That is the best focus.
Chess club.
I would maybe be inclined to say force fields because it's a similar sort of technology.
Right, exactly. Starship Tactical Systems.
I think we should. We have a momentum, right? I vote for using it.
Sure.
We have 1 still.
Absolutely.
Let's,
Absolutely.
Thought so.
yeah, that's what the idle
I think you have
timekeeper idle says.
2 actually, because you spent that determination rather than momentum to get an extra dice.
Oh, did we get one for that? Oh, then we
Yeah,
definitely.
you got
want
momentum. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's definitely
Yell at
still-
idle because the screen right now says we have 1.
So, Reed, would you like to roll 2 dice? And
Well,
I'll roll
wouldn't
two.
you just add? Don't you
Yeah,
just add?
whoever's the main
a
role
die to-
as the
Oh, the
die,
main roll.
and the
Okay.
assist
Yeah.
would
All right.
just get one.
All right.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Not good.
I got 2.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Wow, yeah.
Nice.
Yes, yes.
What was the difficulty?
Cool.
3?
Difficulty 2, actually. I think I said,
Oh,
because it's just
nice.
retro-
So
the
add 2
data
momentum
wasn't
on them.
intentionally wiped. It was just like, as a part of maintenance. So you get 2 momentum back. Nice. So you bring back the data, and a review of the logs proves that the transporter was not used at the time of the accident. They confirmed the gravity torus was producing far too much subspace interference to get a positive lock, meaning that Lee's emergency signal could not have gotten through if he had triggered it.
We're at momentum 3, by the way. Ida.
Oh, okay.
Well, then how the hell did he get out of it?
Yeah, this kind of takes us back to square one now, doesn't it?
A buoyancy tank.
Yes. Is there? By
That
chance
was
a tank?
Nolan's.
Yeah, but that's a theory by her, right? And we haven't found any evidence of such a device.
Yeah, even she admitted that there was no obvious sign of such a massive apparatus at the time. She was just
It's just so
spitballing and
goofy. Why-
it feels like it would be right.
Yeah.
What is underneath the room?
It's a subterranean facility. It's like designed to be safe in case of an accident like this.
Is this going to turn into the Prestige?
I've never seen it, so I
Oh, we
wouldn't
not.
know.
Oh, okay.
No. Good movie.
Brilliant movie.
Okay. Now, do you guys?
I would like to question the 2 schlubs, Andreas and Costello?
Costello.
Those are
Yes.
valued members of the observation team.
Whatever, they're glorified. Whatever.
Yeah, fair.
Glorified Greek
Since
monkeys.
you
Yes.
said they are engineers, I would like to get their opinion. If we could quickly relay the facts of what happened, if they think there is any way for either Lee to have escaped or someone may have tripped the override, bearing in mind that they don't have an intimate knowledge of how the whole thing works. Particularly asking about a possible escape out of there for Lee.
So they're in the middle of their card game and they don't appreciate being interrupted again, but they'll make an exception for you. And the only thing they can come up with is if a transporter wasn't used, then maybe that buoyancy tank idea has some merit, but that's a massive apparatus that'd be hard to put apart and disassemble in a short amount of time. Their best idea is some kind of technology that the Calmuri either shouldn't have or don't have or perhaps do have but haven't made public yet.
Wow.
At the end
That's
of
their
last,
best guess.
end of last session, Lauren proposed 2 theories. One was the buoyancy tank. What was the other one?
I believe the other one,
Anti-gravity.
she specified anti-gravity, but she said that wasn't possible with the current technology level that the Calmuri have.
Unless
That
the
being
plate
said, that
works.
So, can I ask the Olsen twins what they think about an anti-grav setup?
They think that's a pretty decent idea. The only problem would be the entire reason that they're here is to try and establish whether or not they've got the technology, and they've been observing that lab pretty consistently for a good few years now. They don't think they've seen any evidence that it works. They don't think they have.
But yeah, Jesen's plate
It's
Yeah.
still there.
briefly activate and provide some sort of gravity disturbance, yes?
For microseconds, she said, yes.
Well,
Microseconds, all it
sometimes
takes.
that's all you need.
Yeah.
Well, since we have nothing to go on, do we want to try to examine this gravity plate a little more in depth?
Now that we know kind of what we're looking for.
Okay. So in which case, are you guys going to pile back into another car?
Yeah.
Transport. Oh, okay.
Well,
In fact, do you guys want to call Lanix to pick you up? Because you seem to have pretty bad luck driving these cars yourselves.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
Lennox,
it's Uber it.
Phlox, do you still think Lennox could be somehow involved in this?
I've a brief suspicion. She's seemed to come out of nowhere and have all these explanations of what might and might not have happened. But I kind of want to lean on Jezen a bit more, if I'm honest, and just see if we can get them to break there. Because at the moment she sort of talked to us with a bit of high-minded authority. I would like to see what she's like under pressure.
Okay.
We should have sent someone to tail Jezen.
Yes.
Yes, but that opportunity has passed you
Not too
by
late
for
for
a
another
moment.
dinner.
So,
Reed, you're up. How's your gastroenterology doing?
Fine. My stomach and my concussion are fine.
Very good.
so yeah, do you wanna call up Lanix to give you a lift?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys like go around the block from where you're hanging out in the recent outpost, and she opens the door, and it's a bit of a tight squeeze to get all 5 of you in. But
What vehicle is she driving?
she's driving a pretty standard police cruiser. Like it's a pretty tight thing in there, but then some of you have to sit in where like the.
I'll ride in the trunk.
I mean, if you wish. Okay.
I'm just going to be in the front playing with all the buttons. Go, what's this one do? Like, whoop whoop.
Okay.
What is Cal Murray popular music like at this point in time?
How
many radio stations? They have FM AM sort of set up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you can turn that on and you hear a bit of little bit of country. Yeah, plot twist. It's all Wolf Mother and just. And what does the fox say? That's all over it. So Lanix is in the midst of like slapping Flox's hands away from the radio because he keeps on changing it. When she keeps on starting to glance at her rearview mirror. And she looks to Reed, trying to look as sort of like unobtrusive as possible, and says, "Hey, you seem like the most tactically minded out here. Is the car behind us following us?"
He's asking who?
Reed.
Oh, yes, sir.
We'll try to make a turn.
And then another turn. And then another turn.
Yeah, so she makes a good few turns, like getting off the beaten path, and that car stays on you pretty consistently.
Oh, can we roll to make a sharp turn, have and eject me from the trunk and do a tuck and roll?
Oh no, I've got a better idea. Why don't I throw my eels out of the window? And that'll create some sort of loose traction. The slime will create some sort of loose traction and cause them to skid.
Do you mean electronic countermeasures, Flux?
Have you been reading my journal? How do you know my papers? Can I chuck my eels?
Yes, I think this actually works though. Like if Mayweather, if we do a sharp turn, Mayweather pops out. And then we stop at the next light so that Mayweather can jump into the car behind us with them.
You want to go for that?
Maybe should it be the two? Should it be 2 of us?
Do the tuck and roll.
Yeah.
We have crew members to spare. Let's get rid of a few.
We have phasers on us, right?
Oh, yeah, phase pistols. Yes.
Yeah, phasers.
Good enough.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so who wants to join Mayweather in this madcap Jack in the Box strategy?
Oh, right here.
Okay,
it's Reed and Mayweather.
All right, yeah, no, these heroes, these gods among men. So this will be an assisted roll. Give me, actually no, you have to roll separately actually because you are doing this separately. So one of you may succeed, the other one may fail. Maybe both of you will fail.
One of you may die. That's a sacrifice
I'm willing to make. Exactly. Both of you give me a fitness and security difficulty 3.
Oh god. Can I use my focus and evasive action?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Probably the most appropriate use of that you've used in the entire campaign.
And they can each buy a die, right?
Can I use my focus in extravehicular activity?
Yes.
This is literally a vehicular activity, though, right?
Yes,
right.
you may.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, that is lax. That is
It's
lax.
Chekhov's focus.
So are you?
It's
both
not like
buying
Reed
dice?
cares so much else.
Do we want to buy dice? Should we? We could each wait. Can we
Yeah, you've
each
got
buy
to-
one since there's
If
separate
you're doing
rolls?
two separate big
Yeah.
rolls, you can, yeah.
Sure.
Gotta do it.
All right.
So,
let's
so
do it.
yeah, so
do it too.
the plan
Three
is we
dice
jump
each.
out, you guys stop, so that the car behind you stops, and we can pop into the back seat and question them.
Pincer maneuver.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just going to
Three
hang
rolls
out the
for each
window
of
and
us.
the gun just like...
Hold on. What am I rolling?
Fitness and security.
Fitness and so
Difficulty three.
13.
Have you got hang on, have you got torches on your tricorders? Can you shine them in your eyes? Just like, you know, the sort of state trooper, like shine the torch in the vehicle. Can I help you with something there?
All right.
Wait, we
I
each have a
failed. I
difficulty
failed my
three?
rolls. So
Okay,
yes.
Mr. Reed.
3 successes and a 3. So does that give me an extra?
Yeah.
Critical success.
You
yeah.
get one momentum back. Fucking
Yeah, so you
Mayweather.
get a minute.
Didn't you do anything?
All right. So
seven and a
I'm
three.
gonna say that
They built it wrong as a joke.
May- Reed pops
Father,
the
what
trunk.
is my purpose? You drive the ship.
Reed pops the trunk and does an expert tuck and roll, slides behind another car as cover. Mayweather, meanwhile, fumbles, drops to the floor, and is promptly nearly run over by the following car.
Amazing.
How would you like to handle this?
So Lennox slams on the brakes, right?
Yeah.
And we have Reed in a rear position covering the Taylor's flank.
Yes, exactly. He's on the side. You are directly in front of their car. You almost just got run over.
So it worked out because he.
What does the
because
tailing
Mayweather
car
stops
do?
the car.
The tailing car stops suddenly because a some kind of fool appears to have jumped out of the trunk. And will allow
No one
Screech
expects
comes
the
to a stop.
Mayweather Inquisition.
No one ever. And two guys come out of the front, and they look like your kind of like prototypical heavies, like nondescript clothing, pretty solidly built. And one of them pulls a gun.
All right. Am I like behind them?
Yes,
Can I
you're
move?
flanking
Wait,
them.
have we initiated combat? Is that what?
That depends. Do you want to try and solve this peacefully, or do you want to try and do some combat?
We haven't done
I was
combat
going to say,
yet.
it's been like
Oh,
6
yeah,
hours
yeah.
at this. We need to shoot someone.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true Starfleet officer.
That's right. I mean, I guess should I try like to tell him to drop it, put the phase pistol at the base of his head, or should I just stun him and?
It's up to
I
you,
want
because
to-
I can't possibly make a decision for you.
Hold on.
See.
Who else is armed of us?
I think we're all armed,
Strand
aren't
would
we?
be armed. Is
We're all
everyone
armed.
armed?
I've
All of you
that-
would be armed.
I've got a gun.
Then it's
I've
4
got
on
a phase
2.
pistol.
It's 4 on 2. We should initiate combat and take turns. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, if you so you're going for combat, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then in which case I need to get a little word pad up so I know what everyone's combat order is. So I'm going to say that Reed's going to go first. And then I'm going to give the next turn to... How many have we got here? Yeah, we'll give it 3.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hmm.
When Reed makes a successful attack. Oh, never mind.
No worries. Okey-doke, and then it will go...
Hold on. Do I
I'm going
get
to say...
any, do I take any
Oh.
stress from almost being run over?
Yes, I'll say you take 1 stress.
Okay.
And you're also going to be at the very bottom of the initiative order. And then I'm going to say DePaul, and then and then Phlox, and then Shran. Actually, you know what? Shran would probably react faster than DePaul in this respect.
Yeah.
Wow, or corrected your name to Sharon.
The Rose of Shran.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Travis. Cool. All right, so Reed, you're going first. You've got one guy who seems to be in the lead. He's the one who pulled the gun on Travis, and you've got 2 other heavies who are fighting out of the car now.
Oh,
Who do
there's
you want to take a
3.
shot at? Did I say 2 or did I say 3?
You said 2.
You said there were
I thought-
two.
Sorry. I apologize.
It's a clown car. There are 18 bad guys inside.
I apologize. It is 2.
Does Reed have any advantage from flanking them?
Well, actually, he gets to go first. That's
Okay.
primarily what he gets out of this, and he will get to go first in every subsequent round as well.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
I have the quick to action talent. During the first round of any combat, T'Pol and her allies may ignore the normal cost to retain the initiative.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that mean
So that
we
means-
get to keep going?
So that means that when Reed is finished with his turn, instead of having to spend 2 momentum to immediately switch to one of you guys instead of one of the NPCs, you just get it for free.
Oh, nice.
And we can do that 4 times?
You only get it for the first round of combat, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I said, didn't it?
Yeah, first round of the combat. Yeah.
I wasn't sure what a round meant.
Yeah,
once
so it's just the
round.
first
All of us
round.
going.
Yeah, the full rotation of everyone who's present in the scene.
So So we each get a turn before they can fire back?
So the turn order I've got here is Reed, their leader, Shran, one of the heavies, T'Pol, another one of the heavies, and then Phlox and Travis at the end.
I thought there were only 2 bad guys.
I said there was a leader, and then there are 2 heavies.
He has
Okay.
changed the deal. Pray he does not change it any
Yeah.
That's right. You can do
I
whatever
mean-
you want.
Oh no! I appear to have spent 10 threat to have another car appear.
You can actually spend. Well, I was going to say you could spend threat to make more people appear. That is a rule, but not telling you how to do your job there. But
I just
I'm
want to
going
know
to
how many
cold
guys.
cock.
That's
I'm going to cold cock one of the heavies.
Okay,
And-
you want to just go
and
for a
try to-
straight melee? Okay. Alrighty. Let's do that. I believe that's an opposed task. So,
Or is it better? Is it better to just shoot? Just shoot him in the back?
I mean, it's the safest way, isn't it?
I suppose so. Yeah, I'm just gonna like come up and shoot him, stun setting him from behind. Then
Okay. Now, I believe it's control plus security difficulty 2.
I am
For a
section
ranged
31 after all.
You are indeed. It is in your nature.
So control plus security is what you're saying?
Difficulty
Okay.
2.
Difficulty 2. All right. Dice. All right. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Well, I rolled a 1 and a 19.
oh, that's fine.
Okay, that means you succeed. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And in fact, I forgot to mention, you can aim incidentally.
Oh, we get like minor
And
actions.
that allows you to.
Oh yeah, you have a minor action and a major action.
Yeah, so firing your gun would be a major action.
3 campaigns is the first time we've ever talked about minor actions.
I think we touched on it earlier.
So, do you want to use your minor action to aim? That would allow you to re-roll that 19.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. Re-roll.
What are my other minor action options while I'm?
I actually have this up in a combat document. So your other minor actions are aim, interact, prepare, draw item, movement, drop prone, or stand.
Okay, and I can do that before or after the major action.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna because the 19s doesn't. I don't get a complication or anything with that, correct?
No, because I had
Okay.
to spend threat in order to increase your complication range in order to do that.
All right. Can I use my close protection talent to maybe?
What does it
do I
do?
need to protect when Reed makes a successful attack? He may spend 1 momentum to protect a single ally within close range. The next attack against that ally before the start of Reed's next turn increases in difficulty by 1. I'm just worried about Mayweather laying in front of the car.
I would allow that to apply if you want to spend that momentum.
How much momentum do we even have?
I plan to be extremely reckless in the near future, so I'm not sure I'm worth protecting.
You know, okay, then don't worry about it. I'll take aim then and re-roll the 19.
Okay. What do you get?
Let's see. 14, so another success. So 3 successes. I guess I get a.
Momentum back.
Momentum back. Nice. Okay, and now Your phase pistol is roll me 7d6.
What is this? 7d6. Okay.
Reed's really good at shooting people, especially in the back.
7d6. All right. I have a 1, 2, 5, 4, 6, and a 6.
Okay, so you're gonna have to add up the damage for me.
You said 7 dice, right?
Yeah.
And
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 6.
And a 2, and another 2. Yeah.
Okay.
So the way the damage dice works is a 1 is 1 damage, 2 is 2 damage, 3 and 4 are nothing, 5 and 6 are 1 damage plus an effect. So you'll need to add that together for me and give me a figure.
8 damage and 3 effects.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice. Okay.
Fucking
very good.
vaporized.
I don't think phase pistol
Yeah.
does charge, but that's to do with something else.
What does the phase pistol have in terms
Charge.
of?
But you have to prepare it.
Yeah. So if those effects don't count for anything.
How much
unfortunately.
health do these meat bags have?
Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it?
Sorry, stress.
That
We're
would be
not allowed
telling,
to
wouldn't
know?
I mean, I can tell you if you want, but
Well, is 8 enough to kill them?
no, it is
Well,
not.
Sorry, incapacitated.
Yeah, I was going to say we have to declare whether it's going to be lethal because I think that adds a
We're
difficulty.
good
doesn't it?
guys.
Yeah,
It does, yeah.
that's what they.
Well, I would assume you're firing on stun unless you want to be
Yes,
inflicting
it's
violent,
stun.
painful
It's
death.
stun.
Okay, so you managed to hit him in the shoulder, and you get the impression that if he were a weaker man, he probably would have gone straight out. But as it is, he just kind of clutches at his arm, swears, and then points his gun at you instead. Now, normally he would go next, but because T'Pol has regained the initiative, Shran, you're next.
I'll shoot him.
All right.
It's yeah. No, if he was going to be the next guy to go, then taking him down would be a good idea. Obviously, I'm not going to use lethal, so I'm using Andorian plasma rifle.
Jesus.
So what effect? I see a bunch of effects: intense, accurate, deadly. What do all those do?
Hang on.
I
Go on.
have a thing here that actually outlines it all. It's called the rulebook. It's quite handy, I find.
So
Yeah, so intense can inflict an injury more easily. Accurate. What's the other ones?
And it's accurate and deadly, but we're not using deadly, are we?
Well, you
Accurate
might.
we're not using deadly now.
So accurate means that if you choose to aim before you fire, you can re-roll any number of d20, not just the one.
Right. Wow.
And deadly means that if you attempt to make a non-lethal attack with this weapon, the difficulty of the attack increases by 1.
Okay, I guess I'm increasing it by 1. Thanks, guys. We want them alive.
Alright, so give me a control plus security difficulty 3. I assume you're going to want to aim before you fire.
Yes, please. Control.
Okay, cool.
Plus,
Do you want dice?
security.
Do you want to spin
Yes.
in place?
Right, that's 40. Right, I've got. Oh no, I don't have a focus in it. Hang on. No, don't have any. No, there's no values either. They're not Vulcans, are they? So
No.
the Vulcan's not going to come in.
Just look at DePaul and picture her face over theirs.
Do I think they're agents of Vulcans?
No, you don't.
I don't think so. Right. Okay. Right. So yeah. So it's so.
Do you want buy
Do you want
dice?
to spend the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to spend one?
Is it 3 dice? Hang on. I get 2 dice, don't I?
So you want to buy a third? Yeah, buy a
2
third.
dice is standard. Do you want to buy a third?
Yeah, because the difficulty's gone up. So I do need to buy a third. I think to think what I'm going to do here.
Mm.
And it's control plus security 14. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. I need 3 successes. No, 2 successes and a 19. Yeah.
Okay. So you fire a little bit wildly. You just have that, and you let out a very Schwarzenegger like ah, and then just scatters all across the wall.
I make your impression, everybody. I hope you appreciated that. That's the last time you'll hear it.
Astounding.
But Jordan claps.
That's right. Um,
So, the man that you were attempting to not vaporize looks at you a little bit confused as the odd weapons that you're using scatter across behind him. And he's a little bit confused as to who he might want to attack here because he's just been nailed like by one and then attacked by the other.
By the way, are we all trying to converge our weaponry onto take one out at a time, or are we trying to incapacitate multiple? What do you guys think?
Hang on. Aiming, do we need to reroll? Can I reroll any number of dice?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah,
You did, yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'll reroll that 19.
Yeah, go for it. Whoa,
9!
Hey.
nice.
Ooh.
There you go. Okay, then in which case, how badly is
8.
this guy going to get fucked up? Ooh, fuck me. 8d6. Yeah.
Wow.
Hang on. I may not have that many d6. 1, 5, 6, 7.
I love that this
Oh, hang
plasma
on.
rifle is your undercover weapon.
You got an 8.
Just pull that
8, 6.
I'm undercover as a gun enthusiast.
Card-carrying NRA member Shran.
What am I going for here? Lots of
1s, 2s, 5s, and 6s.
What?
1s, 2s,
Yes.
5s, and 6s.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got 2 1s and 4 5s.
Okay. So you hit him dead center in the chest, and with a bit of a disappointing whimper, he just goes right out. He is down for the count.
All right, this is the guy that Reed injured earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So, and that was the leader. So his heavy accomplices look a little bit shaken that you just pulled out magic wand weapons because they're using ballistic guns, incidentally. And they're a little bit shaken.
And you may yet be spared.
Do you want to try and talk them into giving up?
Yeah, definitely. After that shot.
I'll allow it. Let's see if you can talk them into doing it. Give me a control plus command. I'll make this a difficulty 4 because this is going to be a pretty. The only reason I'm allowing it is because you've rolled so well on that last one.
Yeah, 4 5. Yeah, I thought so. Well, I'm just bullshit anyway. Hey, if we can get rid of this without an extended firefight, I think that's worth it. Do we have any momentum left? And can I ask for any assistance?
We got
2.
Yeah.
I'll buy you 1 dice.
I'll buy us 1 die.
Yeah, you only have 3 dice. You need 4 successes. You're going to need at least 1
We
crit.
need an assist.
Well, can we
I'd
assist?
allow
Can I
Reed
assist?
to assist. I'd allow
Yes,
Reed
yes.
to assist.
Gentlemen, we're going to keep shooting you until one of you talks. And we don't care which one.
Does Shran have any applicable focuses?
Yeah, I'm looking at my focuses. I've got
I'm-
leadership and interrogation, but nothing. It's hand-to-hand.
I'd allow leadership here, actually,
That's
as a focus.
what I was thinking.
I'd allow leadership.
So is that
So
give,
if you roll a 4 or lower, you would get a crit on that die.
critical? Yeah, so that helps. Okay, so we'll buy a dice and Reed, you'll help out.
Certainly.
It's control plus command, did you say?
Yep.
Yes.
For me, that's 14.
Let's see.
So, uh-huh.
And 13 for me. There you go.
9, a 5, and a 4. Okay.
Wow.
Wow,
rolled a
you
5.
did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Boys.
So we get 1 momentum back.
Nice.
Get 1 momentum back. Okay.
Difficulty 4. Holy crap.
Stars look
So-
so dejected.
Got my gun and I aim it at their eyeballs. Each individual ones, I say, lay down your arm.
I'm going to
Drop
go ahead.
Your
turned into
sword.
I was going to say, have you turned into Captain Barbosa now or something?
I mean, Shran is kind of a pirate.
That's true.
I'm going to go ahead and say that one of them makes a cursory reach for his weapon, and you promptly fire in the air, and you make it very clear that if he does not put his hands on his head and like back up, he will be next. And he very promptly just throws his gun on the ground.
Who is
Okay,
it?
okay.
It's like, shoo, like that.
Yeah. Yeah, a very controlled shot, which is rare.
A reverse mohawk.
Yeah.
You singe his fur a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He'll have to be going to a hairstylist and explaining some very odd things. And in all this time, Lanix has now just gotten out of the car and is looking at this like, not one for subtlety, are you guys?
Well, hold on.
Very
Do we
well
get-
done, though.
Do we get 2 cars now? Can we tie up the henchmen in the trunks and...
No, we need to
Very good
interrogate them.
question,
We need to
yes.
send them.
Yeah. But I can drive the second car.
Oh, that's true.
The words I don't believe in there are I can drive the car.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
gear
guys want to
shift
interrogate him, yeah?
The gear shift is stuck. You can only drive it in reverse. So.
That's fine. Still America. It only ever gets better. Only ever gets better. Okay.
So we gotta
So-
interrogate these guys, yeah?
Yes.
Sounds like a Shran job.
All right. So straight up, I'm going to say that because of your good roll loss in the previous scene, that the minor guys, they're very quick to admit, hey man, we just wired muscle. We got paid. We turned up. We didn't do so great a job. It's not going to look great on our resumes. But we aren't involved in all this. You want to talk to that guy, and they point at the guy that you stunned.
Right, okay, fair enough. I mean, do we believe them? Well, we're locking up anyway, aren't we? You know.
Oh yeah, Lanix is absolutely going to incarcerate these guys.
Well, let's just get them sorted anyway. We're not just going to let them go just because of that, but we want him.
Okay.
You. Getting.
What
I
did
mean,
you
can we... Dr. Flox, do we have a hypo...
I was just going to say, I'd like to administer some sort of hypo spray to revive him back into consciousness to find out. Give him a mild dose to bring him to consciousness, but not so much that he would be active to harm us.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to make you roll for that because this is like a pretty standard thing.
All right.
Is there a way
Strong
to
one.
do a steady, like, kind of like... like it's
Sorry?
all about my Andorian plasma rifle to go, like, do a steady hum, so I'm threatening, like, little...
Just stroke it, it'll start purring.
And I'm just not holding my hand, or a little light at the end of it, or lights going up it. I can't remember what they look like.
Have you got like
They're
RGB lights on your gun or something? It's like your pro gamer machine. You've been modding it for 5 years.
Oh no, my dad's got it. Oh,
Shaz got a prop.
I'm sure he does.
I'm just reaching for my Dyson accessories. I don't really have anything.
Okay.
The most multi-purpose vacuum of all time.
Truly, the Dyson. Okay. Do you guys want to do anything with this guy now that he's starting to come to, or do you want to just
Yes.
interrogate him straight out?
Yes, I want to give him the old Chakotay. How does a Starfleet officer answer a question? Give him the slap on the side of the cheek to wake him up.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything. I just want to, give him the old wake up, buddy.
So he does wake up and he sort of looks at Mayweather like, all right, buddy, that's fine. Like, it's whatever. What do you
fair
hit me
cop,
with?
That was a little trioxygenated regulon oxide that I put into. I haven't watched enough House.
And he just kind of stares up at you.
However, extensive use with your physiology, I would recommend you see your physician within the next 3 to 9 months, just in case any outbursts appear upon your skin. Just a mild warning there.
And he's got kind of unfocused eyes and he looks up and he's like, is that why there's 4 of
Oh,
you?
God, hang on, let me give you a little more. Hang on.
There's a little more left in the hypo.
Yeah, just shake it. You get the last bits out.
Alright, well,
Never mind.
lead on. Who wants to lead the interrogation, Shran, or does Reed want to pitch in here?
I'm happy to open to somebody else.
Oh, we lost
Oh
Walter.
dear.
No,
Oh no.
Walter's gone.
he's gone.
Come back.
Is that the end of the session?
No, he's back.
Hard stop.
He's back.
And he's back.
Well,
Okay, so
I'm happy to lead it because I've got the focuses and stuff, but I don't want to hog anything.
well, how's about you guys go at it together? I'm pretty sure you two would make a pretty decent double team on this.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
All right, so how do you want to
Good
start?
cop, brew cop.
What is that? Why are you following us?
It's money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Who paid you?
As we're interrogating, perhaps T'Pol or Phlox can scan this guy surreptitiously, make sure that he is indeed Cal Murrian.
Ooh.
And of course,
Yeah.
he's a criminal, right? He's not like an innocent person that possibly has done something surreptitious. This is definitely a dude that's doing something bad. We just don't know which kind of bad it is and to whom. Yeah.
Okay, if I am scanning, I do have culturable flexibility. And if Stars, just tell me, if I was to scan him, what difficulty would you set it at?
Difficulty 2.
Well, I can reduce that by 1. So, because when a Phlox attempts a task to learn about an unfamiliar culture or act in an appropriate manner when interacting with members of such a culture, he reduces difficulty by 1. I think I used this last episode, so if I do a scan,
I would allow that. Yeah, I'd allow that.
yeah, right.
Nice.
And that covers everything on this planet, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's
basically.
quite good.
So give me a medicine plus reason, and it'll be difficulty 1.
16. Let's get some. And I rolled a 3 and a 19, so I.
One man.
Yeah.
Did you have a focus in that? Xenobiology, I'd say, actually.
Okay, in which case I got 2 because that was a crit, so I got a momentum back.
So you get momentum. Nice. Okay, so you can
Thanks,
confirm he is in fact Kalmuri. He is born and bred Kalmuri. There are no apart from the what did you call it? The
Trioxanate regular oxide.
Yeah, that one.
Of oxygen in there.
OxyClean.
Apart from a few traces of that and some nicotine in his system, he is 100% Kalmurian in pretty decent health.
Not for long.
That's a spirit.
That wasn't supposed to be out loud.
He's gonna take a paw.
I'll call him by his hairy beard. You know, his
Okay.
his cheeks. Who paid you? Little furry man! Is he little? How big is he? Is he bigger than
He's quite large, actually. He's quite, heavy set.
Can we threaten him?
If he's big, he'll be fat. That's what I'll call it. So, yeah.
Can we threaten to feed him chocolate if he doesn't talk?
I have a good idea. If we want to have it, kind of goes
What
against
diarrhea?
Dr. Flox's ethics here. But if I could set this up and hand this to someone else, I could actually set my tricorder to emit a high-pitched squeal that we can't hear, but he can. But I wouldn't do it because it would be against my code of ethics. I could not allow such treatment to anyone, whether they're prisoner or not. So there's an idea.
Actually,
for someone
Mayweather
else.
has a talent in yodeling, so if I wanted to do this manually,
I wanted to ask you,
It's actually
by the way, who hired you?
Yeah.
I don't know who hired me. I answered by text message. Yeah, you can have it, and he hands you a burner phone. And there are a good number of text messages on there outlining payment, a date, a time, and a description of all of you guys, plus Lanix.
do Kamurians have opposable thumbs?
Yes, they do. I would be quite impressed if they had gotten to the point of making gravity plating.
I mean,
and still-
they're dogs. I'm just...
They got opposable tongues.
using the teeth.
Elon
Surely you
Husky,
must
bring
go.
that one back.
A man such as you would surely not take a job like this completely uninformed. You must have some inkling of.
So he laughs and reads face at that and is like, buddy, you don't know who I am. I'll take any job for any money. I ain't got standards.
Could we hire him? Could we hire them back to go and find out what's going on? Then we can pony up back to the spaceship and to the Enterprise and relax. Chill out.
I'm going to go ahead and say that his asking rate is a bit more than you would have in pocket change.
What about his life? What about your life?
And Lennox is gonna kind of lean in and go, guys, I'm still here. Hi.
So we need to
officer of the law.
We need to go rob a bank in order to hire these guys. Is that what you're saying? All right, boys, saddle up.
Rated.
But how did they even get in contact with you in the first place?
Well, I'm something of a independent contractor. I have my contacts who pass jobs my way when they were of certain persuasion.
And can you?
If you guys want to support, I'd be happy to. Oh.
Can you put us in contact with one of your contacts? And please hurry, because I don't know how long I can hold him back.
That would be a breach of of confidentiality. Not to
Bad
mention,
guy
I don't fucking know.
I'll punch him. I'll punch him now. Tell us.
It's bad for business. I couldn't possibly.
Bad for your teeth. Tell us.
You're gonna be eating rocks at the bottom of the lake if you don't answer me.
You're a better Shran than me. That's not fair.
Shran was a 30s gangster.
Look here, see?
Yeah, see. I was walking, see. Yeah, no. Do you want to roll to determine if he's telling the truth that he doesn't know who hired him?
What is his name?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that, bro.
Okay, so Lanix is actually going to pop in and say she's identified him through the police scanner. This guy's name is Bruck Nyrick.
Okay.
Bruck Nyrick.
And what kind of priors does he have?
So assault with a deadly weapon, intimidation, possession of illegal firearms, and more than a few accusations of illegal gambling as well.
Known
Gambling, you
associates.
say?
So known associates, no one that pops up in the investigation. That being said, Lanix is happy to let you know that he works on the side as a contractor for the casino that Director Macklett frequents.
Hmm.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Looks
Let's
like
do this.
Maclett's back on the menu.
How were we supposed to know that you were successful when you did the job? How did you get your payment? How does it all work?
Well, to put it mildly, I drop off your dead bodies at a certain point, send a picture, and then that's pretty
I've
decent.
got an idea.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes.
I sedate each
Tell him
one
you
of you
succeeded.
to be.
Does anyone have a pack
No,
of
why do you have
ketchup?
to sedate us?
No. So you appear.
Can't we close our eyes?
They might know. They might detect you as you're unconscious. They might see you breathing or something.
Yeah,
so if
they
I put
might
you in a
poke,
deep
They
coma.
might poke us instinctively.
With it, yeah, exactly. So, but I do it on a time release. So, in 10 minutes' time, you come up and yeah.
Stop trying to drug us, Doctor.
Everyone's got to have a
We'll
hobby.
just have you.
Okay. All right. We can just close our eyes. Let's get picked up though. Let's get picked up.
Do you really want to try and do this? Because he's gonna just try and shoot you the moment you get down.
Oh, right, one of us keeps an eye on him. Why don't we get Lennox to keep an eye on him?
Yes,
No,
you disguise yourselves
It doesn't have
as
to be
these
the
two
time.
heavies.
Does this need to be a group shot? Can't we just take a photo of like one or two at a time?
It's time and effort to line all of us up together and do a group shot of everyone's dead bodies.
I thought they were picking the bodies up.
Professional photographer.
Oh, they're not picking the bodies up. I thought someone was coming to collect the bodies.
No.
Oh, I missed
Verify it
that.
with
Oh, in
pictures.
which case, no, I don't need to sedate you.
I felt the same.
Sorry, I
Ariel,
thought
for
we were
what it's
getting
worth.
picked up or something.
I thought we were also. I thought he was dropping us off.
Yeah.
So Reed had the foresight to bring with him from the restaurant a few packs of ketchup. So we're gonna put it in the corner of our mouths to look like we got beat up real good, and
Man,
send the
what-
photos.
Of these guys.
Sorry?
The colour of the calamari.
Cal Murray.
Couldn't help it.
They have brown blood.
Yeah.
Iron blood.
Ketchup then. Brown sauce. Brown sauce.
Worcestershire.
Wait.
That's so English.
Daddy sauce. No, not like that.
Foxtershire sauce.
Like,
Oh my god. And I thought Elon Husk was bad. Elon Husky was bad. Jesus. All right, let's do this. Let's all take the shots and send them on our way, and see who receives. Can we put a trace? No, hang on. He must be sending it to a number. So what number is he sending it to?
Yeah, can
It's
we
a
do
burner phone, so it's an anonymous number. Like it would link to another burner phone.
Yeah, but we can send
Can
messages
we-
to it and
Can we triangulate?
cell towers.
Yeah.
See where it came.
Or another idea, we could send a message to say something's gone amiss. I need to meet with you, and see if we can arrange a contact.
Sure.
I don't know if he'd fall for that one. It might just tip him off.
All we need to do is to hear his voice on the phone.
They could use like a thingy for that,
there is no way this guy doesn't know who hired him, right? Like that's not how these people operate, right? Like that'd be really risky to take on a job just from like somebody texting you.
Plausible deniability is a really good thing. So yeah, I do expect that, especially if it's stars running the show.
All right.
So what are you going with here? What we do? Are we still on board with the dead bodies plan?
Let's take the pictures of the dead bodies just in case, but arrange a meetup.
Okay.
What was the what did
hold
Brock
on.
or whatever his name say? What did he say the procedure was? He kills us, takes pictures, and sends them to.
His name is
And then-
Dash Riprock.
That's right.
Eric.
And then
he would
he-
take. And then he would like basically be forwarded the money once he's like verified the pictures.
We can't send that because as soon as we send pictures that of us dead, the other end is likely to just get rid of that burner phone. It's just going to drop it.
If they think right with the picture, they might slip up. They might be a bit more confident, and maybe we'll see something. I don't know.
I've got a feeling they'll slip up when we say there's a complication. So I think that's a good idea. Say there's been a complication. Nothing more than that. There's been a complication.
Well, let's see if we
Maybe.
let's see if we can track the signal as it goes. See if we can track cell towers and find a location.
We've got 24th century
Yeah,
stuff. We can do this.
We can
We
do both.
think it's Meklet, right? Who hired Brooke?
Does it come with Ash and Misty as well? Is this
Can
going
we
to be?
can we take the pictures? Can we take the pictures, then go find Meklet, and see if he gets a text?
Ah.
we
No.
need to
Okay,
keep-
I've got a good idea. That's good. But one of us goes to Meklet, one of us goes to Jez, and we kind of split up and just see who's receives the call.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if it's neither of them?
Well, if we can split up a bit more, we could go.
There's 5 of us.
No, but it might be a Lee. It might be somebody we haven't found. You know. In which case we've got no chance. Saying that we need to meet up or saying there's been a
Well,
problem.
one person can be
Yeah.
trying to triangulate while the other people have eyes on the suspects, right?
We can use the Enterprise's kind
That's
of
true.
sensors to find out, map out the signals.
If you wanted to try and triangulate a signal, I would allow the Enterprise to assist you with that and try and triangulate in the city to see if there is who is receiving the call or with at least the location that it's bouncing to. I'd allow.
I mean, we've got a number. That number routes somewhere via a carrier to a call tower to a thingy. I mean, how complicated can it be for Starship to do that?
Let's do it. Let's go
I don't
get
know.
eyes on these people and then see who panics.
I'm
Yeah.
Alien Commando Captain.
Okay, so what are you going to send on the phone? What exactly are you going to send? What message?
Hey, baby.
The pic-
Can't sleep, you.
How you doing?
We're taking pictures, right? Just to have them?
Yes.
Like before we split up.
I have an
Mission mostly
alternate.
accomplished. There's been a complication.
Yeah, that.
Hang on, is this a
Also, you had an idea?
I have an
thought?
alternate idea. If we have Brock tell his associate that he lost us, and ask if he knows where he can find us next, and we give false information to all the other suspects. Tell the science station we're heading back to meet them. Reed can get Imran on the phone and say, hey, I'm coming back to meet you. We could tell Maclet we want to pick him up and then see what information Brock gets back. Because whoever we tell that might be feeding Brock the information that we're coming to meet them, they're going to tell Brock that that's where we are going to be.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll give each suspect a different rendezvous point.
Right. And then see which one comes back to us through Brock.
Yeah. And pray say, I don't know. That's your job.
Yeah. Lost contact with target. Need new intercept point.
There you go.
Please advise.
Well done, Reed. That's
Woof
very
woof.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so you want to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not going to make you roll for that because it's going to be pretty easy to copy that style. Yes, exactly. I'm going to go ahead and say that it takes about 4 or 5 minutes, and then you get a response back to that burner phone that says, then I believe you can call this an end to our arrangement.
No, but did we go and get eyes on first?
So you're going to have eyes on everyone, yeah?
Who should look
Or
at
at least try to triangulate.
Hold on.
Or at least trying to
Yeah,
triangulate that call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Because you
posting the
said
signal.
you're going to send the
It's a
message.
text.
Yeah.
I don't think you can triangulate a text.
It does still have to bounce off of like a cell tower to be
tower.
delivered.
Yeah.
So we can get
We
the
can
little
do that now.
Yeah,
Like, technologically.
you can track text messages. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So do you want to just try and track the text
Yeah,
message
okay,
then?
let's just
Oh, yeah,
yeah, why
let's track
not?
the message.
Okay, let's go with that
No
then.
science on this,
Okay.
Mr. Paul.
So, this will be an insight and science with a difficulty of 4.
Oof.
That seems a
We've
bit
got,
unfair.
we've got 4 momentum. We got loads. This is important.
Yeah.
And the Enterprise will be assisting.
That's a 13 for me. I also
only
have a
10 for me.
focus and tracking.
Makes sense.
I would absolutely allow that, yeah.
Or sensors.
Oh, that and all.
But both of those apply. I'd be happy with either of those.
Cool.
Okay, so you're going to be doing the primary role. The Enterprise will be supplying a third dice. Who else is going to assist?
Doubt it's me. What's the role again? Science and insight.
Well, here's the thing. They're going to be using science and insight because that's going to be like coordinate a thing. If you wanted to say like coordinate a tracking pattern or do something else, and you can justify a different role, I would allow that.
All right. Okay.
Just I'd say buy a dice.
Just one?
Well, someone assist.
Yeah, someone assist and buy a dice. I'd say.
I don't think something that Shan's good at will help
Red
you.
alarm.
Probably
Red
Phlox
alarm.
would have the
Red
best
alarm.
science and reason.
Thank you, Schrauben Schluschel, for following. Sorry.
Is that the name of the next collection?
Yes. Yes. So you buy a dice, yeah. Buy a dice and someone assist, and that'd be it. I would say
Phlox.
kind of, but it doesn't
You're-
really make sense. Why would Phlox do that? It doesn't seem to be in his ballpark. I'd say probably Reed or Shram would be better.
Because you have
Well-
the best score, that's why.
Well, yeah.
I think I would
Reed
to use a
makes
different
sense.
role.
Yeah.
All I could work out is where the actual cell towers are on the city and work out where they are in relation to the people there, which is a more physical thing as opposed to a data-led thing.
Yes, exactly. I would allow that as a different role because when doing assistance, you don't have to use the primary role.
Okay. So, so I'd be, I don't know, scanning out all those locations.
Okay, cool. I would say that would come under. Let's go with reason plus security. I'd say.
13 for me. That's all right. I can go for a roll with that. Wait, I'll get much better than that in anything.
Mine would be 14. Reason plus security.
Yeah, doing that. I'll just tell you to do that. There you go.
That's your contribution. Okay, so Reed is assisting. T'Pol is doing the primary 2 dice and buying a dice, and the Enterprise will be assisting as well. So I'll roll for the Enterprise.
Shran uses his focus and leadership to tell Reed to do it instead.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I like that. I like the sound of that.
Sky
I
looks
got an
happy.
8, a 7, and a 1.
Ah!
Ooh.
Ooh.
How about yourself?
Bloody hell.
And I got a 13, so also success.
All right, let's see if the enterprise can pitch in here. This would come under sensors and science, I'd say. So it needs a 9, a 10, bugger. Okay. But you got what is it, 4, and then another success?
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
got
what?
Yeah,
I-
5.
Cool. So you get momentum back. Nice.
Yes.
Always fun to play with house money. Okay. So you manage to bounce the signal back, and it seems to be leading to an underground facility in a sparsely populated industrial district, which is naturally shielded from the ship's sensors and transporters by the dense construction of a metallurgical refining plant. Almost as if the location was chosen for that purpose.
Let's go there.
Where's this in relation to the other landmarks, such as the precinct and the?
This is pretty much on the
labs?
outskirts of town, like quite far away from the research institute and from the outpost.
So I take it. I mean, obviously the ship scan has failed, but like we can't get any readings of life signs in that location.
No, because
it's all
the interference of the refining plant, like the Enterprise's scanners can't break through the interference to give you a more accurate idea than that.
They would see us coming then, if there's nothing else around.
It's on the outskirts of town. Doesn't mean to say there aren't any buildings.
And-
it just
and
means
they-
there's nothing.
Yeah, and they know that their bounty hunter has failed, so they will be probably would be expecting us, or at least.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I should also clarify that Lennox is going to put Bruck and the others in custody for the moment, for what they've done. So, while they may already have been told in advance that they failed in their mission, they at least will not be an issue going forward.
Maybe we can use one of the lackeys.
Let's take their clothes.
Send him in first.
No, let's take their clothes. Let's disguise ourselves as them and walk in.
We can do that too. I mean, if I'm going to send someone in first, I'd rather
true,
them be dispensable. So
I have to get going soon.
I was going to say, Shai, how are you looking for time?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we can probably stop there.
Yeah,
I think that's a
okay.
decent thing because this is leading up to the final arc, so
I
we
feel
can
like
finish
we've
this off
made
next session.
frustratingly little progress tonight.
Yes, but it's been
I
amusing.
don't know. I think we did well.
We've crossed 2 of the 12 people off the list
No
and
matter.
taken a lot of stress.
Down to we'll cross off another 9. I reckon.
We'll,
Either we'll kill them.
we'll get there.
I
It'll
think
just
we
be like a
accomplished
fish
a
and
lot.
chip shop or something.
New phone, who dis?
Oh dear! Oh god!
We should have let Phlox knock us out and send the photos of our limp bodies.
Amazing. Awesome.
This is your suggestion.
Well, any excuse. On that note, I think we'll call it there. What do you reckon, Stars? And because Shai, you've
I think
got
that's
to get
the same
away
bit, but,
somewhere.
yeah.
So thank you everyone for
I mean,
watching.
you guys can keep going if you want.
Oh my God, what without a prop and joke, man? Come on. We'll rearrange it. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. We will be back soon. We'll pop a schedule on the Discord about when we're going to do the next, and we'll sort of confer after this to find out when we can. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Stars, for GMing this session.
Thank
really
you.
looking forward
Thank you.
to the last
Loved it.
last episode. Thank you everyone in chat for coming. So we will see you soon. If not, tune in on Wednesday for Timelines Talks as usual. And from me and everyone else, you know the words, Auto.
Ta-ra!